Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to another episode of The Cider Drinker. Except today, it's not a cider. Yes, I'm doing another Perry. It was only recently I just did a Nembnitz Piglet's Perry, and I thought, you know what? I'm in a bit of a Perry mood at the moment, so I decided to do another one. And it's another cider, or should I say Perry, from the amazing Bignose and Beardy Cider Company. I've done many a bottle of theirs now. I think I've still got 2 more after this one, so still plenty more Bignose and Beardy to try. Today, I am going to be trying, as I said, their Perry, and it is called Turning Japanese. Now, not only is it a famous song, I can't actually remember who by, but it's also a euphemism for, well, I'll let you guys search for it if you're not sure. However, this is a medium pear Perry, and I believe this was sent to me by Bignose and Beardy themselves. So thank you very much, guys, for sending these over. It was actually a fair while ago that this was sent over, but I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fine. As with old Bignose and Beardy ciders and Perrys, they come in these little stubby 330ml bottles, and this one comes in at a rather respectable 6.5% ABV. Now, the good news is, even though this is a fair few years old, I've just seen on their Instagram feed that they're going to be, hopefully, making another batch of this year. So you might be able to get hold of a bottle of this very near in the future. So keep your eyes peeled. One-off small batches of award-winning real cider pressed with enthusiasm from local apples in Framfield, East Sussex. Turning Japanese, a medium pear Perry. The Perry pears fruit every other year, but in 2017 we got enough to whet our appetite. We found some Japanese pears in Horam, and while they didn't fill us with joy, blended with some red pippin, dabinette and others, this turned out really rather good. We've changed our mind about these pears. Now, I've never had Japanese pears before. Didn't even realise you could get Japanese pears, but there you go, you learn something new every day. But yeah, that sounds lovely. So let's go get this top off and just see what I make of it. Now, just shows you how old the bottle is, because that is their old label on the top there. So there we go. Now, a medium Perry. I've not, well, actually it says medium pear cider, so I'm assuming it's a Perry. Who knows? Or is it a cider mixed with pears? Let's find out. Well, I'll tell you what, that smells quite astringent on the nose, and yet you are getting a nice subtle fruitiness from that as well. Smells quite good. Let's get it poured out. Yep, as I expected, that is totally still. Right, I'll leave some in the bottle so I can get a good whiff. So here you go. There's the colour. Nice, lovely light golden colour there. There is a little bit of sediment floating about in the old glass there, but you know, nothing really to worry about if that's not your thing. But yeah, looks the part. What does it smell like? Yeah, definitely an acidity coming off the nose now. Sharp, dry. Definitely smells more dry than medium, that's for sure. Yeah, tart pears. Yeah, it definitely smells drier than it might need to be. I don't know, but we'll find out in the taste, won't we? Here we go. Cheers, everyone, and once again, big thanks to Bignose and Beardy for sending this over to me. And here's to your Turning Japanese. Cheers. Okay. Nice little bit of complexity there, and actually, since pouring the rest in, it has got a slight little bit of haziness behind it now, so there we go. Going in for another one. Okay, initially, a little bit tart. The acidity comes through initially as well. Starts off quite dry, but the medium characteristics then start coming through as it goes down your throat. It then starts to become a little bit sweeter. I was actually getting fruit salad sweets on the aftertaste. Yeah, definitely fruit salad. Nice, juicy, fresh pear flavour, all on the undertone. But yeah, it definitely mellows out to become sweeter as you drink this. But yeah, definitely does start initially tart. Oh, is there a little bug in there? You little bugger, get out of there. You're not having my Perry. Yeah, this is nice. I must say, I don't know whether it's the years that have done it or not. This isn't blowing me away as much as the other Bignose and Beardy ciders and Perrys have done so far. Don't get me wrong, this is still a really, really lovely drink. Really lovely flavours and everything. It's just not quite blowing me away as much as the other Bignose and Beardy ciders have done in the past. As I said, whether that is due to it being a couple of years old now or not, I would imagine not, because normally things like that just mellow out and mature over the years and get different flavours. I think the one downside to this is there isn't really much of an aftertaste. There's a slight sweetness there, but apart from that, not much else. And it has got a fairly thin body behind it as well. Having said that, the flavours that are there are lovely, really tasty, really juicy, refreshing, definitely. Starts off as a nice palate cleanser, and then the sweetness takes over and you go, okay, yeah, this is quite a tasty little cider. So, yeah, pretty good stuff from B&B, but let's go for a final taste before a final verdict. Okay, well, you can see how easily I'm drinking that. It is a very refreshing, very easy drinking cider, I'm assuming it is. It doesn't actually say it's a Perry, so I'll have to look at that, especially as it's got apples in it. I'm assuming it is a pear. I suppose it could even be called a pider, I guess, which you don't really see much about, but, you know, it could be classed as a pider. Yeah, lovely flavours. I just wish there was a little bit more of an aftertaste to it, because all the other ciders that I've had from these guys, they've had really lovely aftertastes, but this one is, I don't know, slightly lacking. It makes it sound like I'm absolutely damning this drink, but I'm absolutely not, and you'll see when I give it the rating, because it is still a lovely drink. And as I said, you should be able to get a hold of a bottle of this at some point this year or the start of next year, because as I said, on their Instagram feed, they are getting some more some Japanese pears in, so fingers crossed they do. Anyway, for a final verdict, so let's get the chalk, and I'm going to go and give Bignose and Beardy's turning jack. Well, if my blooming chalk wants to work, I might have to get a new one. There we go. For a final verdict, I am going to go and give it still a solid 8 out of 10. As I said, it's not the strongest offering from these guys, but that's no small thing, because it is still a fantastic drink. And if you do see it, don't hesitate, because it is a very lovely drink. Yeah, as I said, I just wish it comes in bigger bottles, but as they say, it's one-off batches, so, you know, in a way, I'm sort of drinking something a little bit special here every time. With that said, that's another episode of the Cider Drinker for you guys. I hope you liked it, and as usual, I will be back with another delicious and tasty cider soon. Until then, once again, cheers to the guys at Bignose and Beardy for sending this in. I will definitely go ahead and very much enjoy the rest of it off camera. Take care, guys. Until next time.